Hi everyone, welcome to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, your daily audio summary of the latest news reported in the Ukrainian media. My name is Artem, and here is the news. For 597 days, Ukraine defends itself against the Russian invasion. Politico informs that the Ukrainian pilots have already completed language courses and are due to begin training on F-16 fighter jets next week at the US Air National Guard base in Arizona, reports European Pravda. According to the media sources, a small group of Ukrainian pilots who arrived in the US in September have completed language training at Lockland Air Base in Texas and are now on their way to an air base in Arizona, where they will receive flight training. The Ukrainians are expected to first learn the basics of F-16 operation in the classroom and on simulators, and then move on to flying real aircraft. At the same time, the course may be accelerated due to the need for Ukrainians to return to participate in combat operations at home. Previously, the US predicted that the first Ukrainian pilots to train on the F-16 could complete the program in 3 months, but they would be able to perform combat missions later. Yesterday, President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky visited the southern city of Odessa, where he was later joined by Prime Minister of the Netherlands Mark Rutte, reports Ukrainska Pravda. The president held a meeting with the military leadership, heads of law enforcement agencies and local authorities regarding the situation in the city and the region. They discussed preparations for the heating season, the protection of energy facilities, the consequences of Russian shelling of the port infrastructure, and the need for the air defense system. Rutte said that he came to Odessa at Zelensky's invitation to show that the terrible events in Israel and Gaza will not distract us from supporting Ukraine. He added that this winter Russia will try to hurt Ukraine as much as possible, so the Netherlands will supply extra Patriot missiles so that Ukraine can defend itself against Russia's barbaric airstrikes. Moreover, the Netherlands will help Ukraine acquire patrol boats, which can help keep the shipping route for grain exports safe. We would really appreciate if you could recommend us to your friends and family, as well as share information on social media. This way more people would learn about the podcast and truth about Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Volodymyr Zelensky informed that some states had agreed to supply Ukraine with air defense systems for the winter period, reports Channel 24. During a briefing in Odessa, Ukraine's president said that there are systems Ukraine will keep, but there are also those Kyiv will only use during the winter period and return. The Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe, PASE, has called on member states to declare Russian President Vladimir Putin illegitimate after the end of his current presidential term and has declared Russia a dictatorship, reports Hromadske. In the unanimously adopted resolution, PASE also called on member states to put an end to all contacts with Putin except for humanitarian and in the pursuit of peace. The Assembly stressed that Vladimir Putin has been in power as President or Prime Minister of the Russian Federation since 2000. Amendments to the Russian Constitution in July 2020 extended his potential presidency until 2036, prompting concerns over the lack of checks and balances. Combined with the growing repression of domestic opponents and Russia's actions in Ukraine, this underscores the cost of out-of-control presidential power, PASE said. Thank you for listening to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast. We're a commercial initiative of just 2 people and we need your help to grow. Share information about the podcast, rate us in the app, subscribe to our Patreon by following the link in the description. With your support, we are getting better. We call on you to demand from governments of your countries to impose the toughest sanctions possible on Russia and its citizens to stop their invasion of Ukraine.